The first person to react usually gives away control, and most people don't even realize they're doing it. In almost every conversation, there is an invisible exchange happening beneath the surface, not of words, but of control. Who speaks first? Who reacts fastest? Who holds the silence? These small moments shape the entire dynamic. Most people think control comes from what you say, but in reality, it comes from when you choose to respond. When someone reacts immediately, they're not choosing their response. They're revealing it. Emotion, pressure, uncertainty, all exposed in a single moment. Think about it. In a conversation, there's an expected rhythm. A question, then an answer. A statement, then a reaction. This rhythm feels natural, comfortable, predictable, and most people follow it automatically, without thinking. But the moment you respond instantly, you remove all uncertainty. You show exactly where you stand, exactly how you feel, exactly how invested you are. And that certainty gives the other person an advantage, because uncertainty is where leverage lives. The less predictable you are, the more control you hold. But when you pause, even for a second, something changes. That natural rhythm breaks, and the moment it breaks, tension appears. The other person starts to think. They start to question. They start to feel that something is different. And in that moment, the dynamic shifts. There's a reason for this. Your brain is constantly predicting what happens next. Every conversation, every interaction, every response, it's all being anticipated before it even happens. When those predictions are met, everything feels smooth. But when they're not, your brain notices immediately. This is called a prediction error, and your brain doesn't like it. It creates discomfort, tension, attention. That's why silence feels so powerful, because it interrupts expectation. Fast reactions usually come from emotion, from the limbic system, the part of the brain responsible for immediate responses. But slower responses come from control, from the part of the brain that evaluates, chooses, and decides. So when you react instantly, you're operating from impulse. But when you pause, you're operating from control. You can see this everywhere. In arguments, the first person to react often escalates the situation. They reveal frustration, defensiveness, emotion. In negotiation, the first person to respond often gives away position. They show urgency, concern, need, and the person who waits, even briefly, creates pressure. Silence forces the other person to fill the gap, to keep talking, to reveal more than they intended. And the more someone speaks, the more they expose. This is why the quietest person in the room often holds the most control. They're not rushing to respond. They're observing, waiting, letting the interaction unfold. The moment you stop reacting instantly, you step out of the pattern. You're no longer being pulled by the conversation. You're influencing it, and that's where control begins. Control isn't about dominating the conversation. It's not about speaking more. It's not about being louder. It's about timing. Choosing when to respond. Choosing when to stay silent. Choosing when to let tension build. Because the person who controls that moment controls the direction of the interaction. If you start paying attention to this, you'll begin to notice it everywhere. In conversations, in meetings, in arguments. You'll start to see who reacts first and who doesn't. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. If this changed the way you think about conversations, Like and subscribe for more hidden psychological patterns. And if you want to understand these dynamics even deeper, watch the next video. There are patterns most people experience every day, but never fully recognize.